Akira. He's got clout.
The sense that you just have to go on living. That life is a must. When you say to anything spontaneous, see, life is spontaneous. It happens, in the words of the Taoists, Ziran, which means of itself so. That's their Chinese expression for nature. What happens by itself, what isn't pushed, but it just pops up, you see? You came into being, you know? It happens in a kind of a plop way like that, see? Now, you can't tell that process. You ought to happen. You must happen. Because that puts a bind on it. In the same way as when you have a child and all the relatives that come to a party on Thanksgiving, the child into the middle of all the relatives and say, now dear, play. Now dear, play, play. Now dear, play, play. Play on demand, play on demand, play on demand, play, play. Say now dear, play, play. Now dear, play, play. Play on demand, play on demand, play on demand, play. See, it absolutely bugs the child to do it like that. And so this is the problem for every artist. Because an artist is a man who makes his living by playing. Whether he's dancing, painting, or playing music, or whatever it is. And he has to overcome this problem. He has to know how to play in public at a given time on an appointment. See? Now that's not an easy thing to learn. But when you catch on to the trick of it, you can do it. To play on demand. That's the hardest lesson of life. To contrive what is called by my Japanese artist friend Saburo Hasegawa a controlled accident. Now dear, play, play. Now dear, play, play. Play on demand, play on demand, play on demand, play, play. Say now dear, play, play. Now dear, play, play. Play on demand, play on demand, play on demand, play, play. Now dear, play, play. Now dear, play, play. Play on demand, play on demand, play on demand, play, play. Say now dear, play, play. Now dear, play, play. Play on demand, play on demand, play on demand, play, play.
For me, superheroes will always spark the imagination of people around the world. 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 Regardless of their background. Because I think that people are always looking for something that represents the ideal person. Or the ideal situation. You know, almost all of us have loved fairy tales when we were young. Just remember stories of giants and witches and wizards and monsters and things that were so colorful and bigger than life. Bigger than life. superhero stories today are really like fairy tales for grown-ups.
I see that one.
The characters are bigger than life, just like in fairy tales. They have the same type of superpowers. Some can fly, some are extra strong, some can be invisible.
Alright.
It gives the viewer and the reader a chance to relive the excitement he or she had when they were young. When they were young. They're really reading fairy tales for grown-ups when they read or when they see superhero stories today, and that's why I love them so. And that's why I love them so. You get a little older and you're too old to read fairy tales, but you never outgrow your love of that type of story. Story. But you never outgrow your love of that type of story. That type of story. But you never outgrow your love of that type of story.